beautiful ether. I just got back from visiting my parents, getting some more work done there. Slowly but surely, the boat is coming back alive. Just gotta scrub it up and like get a new ruler for the inside of the boat to quickly measure fish. Has a little cheat sheet on it, and 2 marine batteries, and just had some rape above, and I think that's it. And then fill her up a seafoam or something like that. Keeps your tank from getting cold. Water in it. I forgot. Hope everyone's having a beautiful day. And I should have probably organized my desk first, but that's always fun. Got some 40-pound here and some 30-pound test weight line, but not much left on the spools, but it's perfect for leader. And just got some more really great, also really great thus far. Linda Greenlaw. And I also got the Lobster Chronicles. And this one, because I couldn't help myself. All fishermen are liars. True tales from the dry dock bar. But really excited. That's there. For those who've seen, Perfect Storm, she might sound a little familiar. That's the female ship captain. The Hannah Bowden. Some of the reviews by the Captain's Courageous. Yeah. And sass. Alright. So I finally got a new pole. And got the reels and shit. So this is that one that I picked up from Walmart. $30. They're like 40 something, but it was on sale. And it came with a tackle box with a few things to get started. And I didn't know where I'm gonna put it. Something here. And then on the beach pole, which is in 2 pieces because it's quite long, I got that Zebco Great White beaver. I know people have their preferences, but the old Zebco reels are great, solid, and not the smoothest, but it'll do. And just gotta get some new line on it. That line's been on there for a long time, but this is for the beach. I'll be able to fit a ton of line on those. Not sure what I'm gonna put on there. And then this is her. And it's an ugly stick. And this one's the Tiger Light. And to be absolutely specific, I believe it's zip the braid at 6 feet 6 inches. Oh wow, so the 6 feet would be pretty short. Nice. I really do want a rigid one. The next one I have picked out is the Big Water. Wanted that pole for a while. It's got a beefer. This one is nice and bendy and really thin up top, but the Big Water is nice and rigid. I like it. And this one is for the medium heavy braided line, 50 to 100 pounds, lower weight 4 to 7 ounces. I don't know. I put that Zebco, the other Zebco on this. This is the one I grew up using, and I found one online, and was able to order that. I really like it. It's a little silly looking because the such a streamlined, thin guy. And I got this little chunk muffin, chunk baby on it, and it's ideal. Perfect for little tight spaces because I like to stash myself, and these go back in the bag. Collection containers. I also found this on the road. Someone, I'm guessing, picked it up from a yard sale and put it on their car. That's my theory. Hello, Dylan. Hello, Brandon Kirk. Or Braden Cook. Braden Kirk. My bad. I do. I grew up fishing. My dad's a fisherman. And here in southeast Florida. And we're like dead set to the Gulf Stream comes real close to the shore here. And the state of food, crafting, like, I make handmade jewelry. Was my thing for a while, selling vintage and little antiques and stuff like that. But it's just, kind of slowed to a halt, and then I was making a bunch of stuff that wasn't selling, and was growing a bunch of plants that weren't selling because of distance, and then the state of food just got horrendous, like inedible, just like not even nice to look at. And for an example also, the closest Publix doesn't have a single Florida caught fish. I grew up eating seafood. I really like, I like food, good food, and it's just increasingly difficult to come across. And not a single Florida caught fish. All the other available choices are dyed and just have all these signs next to them. I don't know. I did finally find some Florida seafood in there, in that Publix, in the bait freezer. Fresh from Florida shrimp. The shrimp that they have available is from gorgeous places I'd love to visit and experience. However, it's, frozen, dyed, treated, all this stuff before it gets here. Coastal South Florida? Nah. And it's expensive. So I got me some charts, and I'm looking for the wrecks, which if you've seen the shipwreck map of Florida, there's tons of structure, and you don't even have to go out as far to find ridges and far out reefs. You don't even have to hit the Gulf Stream. We go about 2 miles out, small boat, little fishing boat, all you need. And my dream is to get to the Gulf Stream, but because I could show if I flip it. Okay, so see these train track segment looking things? Those are wrecks. And then there's a lot of spoil areas. I can show you on the newer map or chart. And tons of places. And my dad just goes out and, but I want to get strategic with it. Here's Peanut. I fished every single day for 2 years straight. Hell yes. Yeah, I'm actually trying to convert into, or to adjust rather, into full-time fishing myself. And currently looking for work in it because there is no work out here, and I kind of shut down my Etsy and all that. Look at all the spoil areas. This pink, that's a turning basin for cruise ships because that's Port of Palm Beach. The Margaritaville. I applied to a few positions on it, haven't heard back, but. And there's Palm Beach Inlet. Really good snorkel spot here. It's actually closed right now because the sewage pipe burst. Because you can see there's a lot going on there. A lot of cables. This is the East Side Bridge, the one I've been posting videos recently. And then that's the big Blue Heron Bridge. Phil Foster Park. Boat ramps. If you forget bait, you could always hit these boat ramps. But just got my lobster license yesterday. I'm slowly preparing for that also. And the timing is odd. It's or Blue Heron's closed. A few people have already gotten struck by boats, but trying to get some lobsters. We have, well, you know, spiny lobsters here. They don't have the big claws. I forget what they're called. But yeah, good luck. A solo lollipop. This is West Palm Beach is great. So, under Blue Heron Bridge, well, Blue Heron, you got Peanut Island, which is sweet. You have Sailfish Marina, which there's a underwater photographer, videographer named Paul DeBill. So, I believe it's Paul, D-A-B-I-L-L, Instagram and YouTube. He just posted a video under Juno Bridge and schools of snook like I've never seen before. And then he posted under, I just had it, Sailfish Marina, tons of Goliath grouper, just absolutely flooded. And what's really cool about under Blue Heron Bridge, it's like the most accessible reef, legit coral. Fish off the East Bridge. They just put signs up, you have to wait like an hour after all the dive flags disappear, but in that hour, just dive under the bridge. It's fantastic. And you can jump off of it. It's like the last little piece in Palm Beach County of like Florida, in my opinion. And, up here. This is everything you'll see down there. Haven't seen, Code Lock posts videos of it too. I am ancient, a relic if you will, but this is what you'll see down there. Look at that Goliath. And I haven't seen an octopus yet, but the parrotfish, oh my god, they're gorgeous. Sorry for my hands. Eel, viewed eel. I haven't seen a green one yet, but there's plenty of spotted eels. One I used to visit a ton. It lived in a pipe. Look at that tarpon. Oh, tons of spadefish, especially under the East Bridge. And what's cool about this is for those who like to get deep, you don't have to go far out and on the beach. You could, like, under the bridges. Really nice. And under the big Blue Heron Bridge is Little Fishing Pier, which is the original bridge, or a segment of it. And it's good. The only thing I've hooked there is needlefish, which, come to find out, they are used for things. A lot of fish people dismiss, I feel, and how was I gonna say that? Like, for instance, needlefish apparently is really delicious. Ladyfish. I was on Lake Worth Pier the other day and finally caught something of enjoyable size, like reeling in anyway, not just little babies. But I am fishing for sand perch a lot of the time because they're easy and they're delicious. And the ladyfish, my dad also hooked a tarpon a few weeks ago. I did post a video of that, and took a little too long to get it back on. But it was very exciting because I haven't seen one in years, and it was beautiful. I swam away happily with a friend, and it wasn't seasoned, so you can't keep it, but it was a slot. And the ladyfish. It was everyone. When you catch a fish on the pier, as you know, people as soon as it gets on the hook, people are already looking. But then when it gets on the pier itself, everyone's like discussing it, and I really like that. And some of the conversation was like, "Oh, are you keeping it? Oh, you should throw that back in. Can we take it?" Stuff like that. And then one guy just finally said, "They're not good eating. Too many bones." So shit, I'll try anything once. And because some things, and my phone wasn't working, I couldn't look up like the edibility status. And I've only heard of ladyfish. I haven't really seen one in person, I don't think. And anyway, long story short, mushy meat, bony as heck, but zero fish smell, and excellent for like fish patties, meatballs, stuff like that. And what you do is you take a spoon instead. So you get the fillets off, but leave the skin on, and you run a spoon. Doesn't pick up any bones, and it's the finest fish paste or ground fish possible, like I've ever like worked with. So all I did was threw some breadcrumbs in, an egg, salt, pepper, and some like seasoning mix. Excellent for those. Within an hour. Well, probably more realistically like 2 hours, because walking to the car and packing, unpacking, all that. But caught it like as soon as we were kind of calling it, because I went with my dad and his back is just shot, and even spearfishing is a little difficult. So I carried everything. I threw the chair on my back, tackle box, bucket with cooler, and my other little bucket. My fishing bag, my backpack was already on my back. And what I did for the poles, because he always carries them on his shoulder and then is like can't move for the rest of the day. So I took 2 bungees and just like grouped them together and put that around me too. It looks like a pack mule. It was great. I will be real, I never owned a car. I lived on the coast my whole life. There's ample transportation, and I like doing stuff while waiting. And as I am trying to get my driver's license, but I don't want to talk about it. But I like trains and buses. You could read, you could write, you could doodle, eat, and I have like an hour or two in my pilot log from like a decade ago, but I don't have a driver's license. Studying for my boat license though, because it's probably going to be me that's taking the boat out, because all that matters is that fish is caught. It's very utilitarian, man. It's food acquisition, clean. I would say free, but it could get a little pricey. Clean, real food. Real with 2 E's. I'm sorry. And a lot of my friends are just not about that life, honestly, and think of it as barbaric and gross and this and that. And I've been a wee bit of an art person for a long time. I like making clothes, art, crafts, but I can't eat it. And everything I make, I like want to keep or give my mom. And the plants, without ample irrigation, it's really hard to make a nursery. And like soil, just working with soil I could make and stuff like that. I just start feeling like Sisyphus in a boulder. And I'm sorry, I just can't survive off plants. At least fish, like, you could sell it to restaurants, right after cut, or, you know, cut out the middleman, you got your food, and it's way better than anything that's available. And if you could find like good seafood available, like they have Independent off Georgia and West Palm, but pricey. So, and everything is pricey. So like everything, so many like personal costs get cut, and then so does like the quality of your food and stuff. And I'm just hungry. Like, I crave seafood. I know where to get it. I like anything on, in, or near the ocean. And, it's just second nature. But the only difference now is I'm putting a lot of effort into trying to remember as many regulations as possible. Ooh, shit. I should grab my computer. I like catching ladyfish. They're muscular. Yeah. And I did save as much as I couldn't, like, spoon for bait. So, man, I left that in my parents' freezer. That's okay. And I also, the shrimp that's available at the bait shop on the pier, and I usually forget, so. And I really just use that to catch live bait. But the shrimp is mush. Absolute mush. And, so I usually use squid, but long story short, the mushy shrimp I discovered, I'm sure this is already a thing, but you just hit it with a lighter, cook it and a little bit, and that, like, it, because it tensens up and, like, not hardens, but you know what I mean, firms, and firms onto the hook, and it's really hard to get off the hook instead of just it falling off. And also I finally tried salting shrimp, which kind of did the same thing, tensed up it a little bit, and I swear, I have to do it a few times, but I noticed it's a lot faster. But let me find the computer, because I could see that's actually that. Oh, she did. Okay. So I'm able to see this. Trying to now find some decent, affordable, Polaris binoculars. We try. What is that? Seeds? Seeds and a pretty moth. Florida swamps. There's a lot. This is a craft room. Well, it was like a little art studio, but been kind of packing things away because I don't think we're going to be using much of it anymore. Not for a while. Too hungry. I really want to camp out at Peanut Island because then could fish every corner of it and snorkel it. And there's the JFK bunker, which is pretty sweet, and all kinds of little, like, nuts. Oh. So, let me do this again. So, Peanut Island, that's Porta Palm Beach, big old ships go by, so that's already sweet. And then the inlet, so that's already sweet, so when it pushes the salt water in, oh, fishing right there, right? And there's rock piles, and there's like little things to fish off of and boat docks, and there's grills, so you could just make the stuff right there. And there's some boilers under the water here, and here I've been told, been asking every local that pretty much all my dad's friends are fishermen, so really nice to be able to harvest some information. Sailfish Marina is like here, and then there's another one here, and that's also prime. And during slack tide, when that fresh ocean water gets surged through the inlet, really nice. The clarity, the blue is impossible, but when it switches, when the tide switches and reverses, so instead of the ocean pushing its way in, it's everything getting sucked back out. Doo-doo brown. And gelatinous masses. It's not, I'm not sure how. Set this desk up because I still haven't really finished doing it. Really trying to get used to looking at charts because there's a lot of information. I finally downloaded Savvy Navy, I think it's called, and really neat because I swam a bunch of that, especially down the coast, and to see it charted, it's something special. And then for vlogs, gonna put up this drone. I really want to get pictures, kind of like to survey, if you will. and mark any rock spots. Unless you're quite near it from the paddleboard, you can't really see. And really just want to I love fishing, but I really like bringing fish home. And that's the goal. I would fish all day, but I'll be real, it's kind of tough. You know, because, like, for instance, a few weeks ago, I went to Lake Pier every day, and excluding, like, 6 butterfish one day, which I regret not keeping, I was giving him to a really nice Vietnamese man. And he would get so stoked. I loved it, so I'm not too, like, but apparently they're really good, and they were beautiful. They were very cool looking. And I keep Narcan in my tackle box, so I live in Lake Worth. So I honestly never know what you're gonna see. Two dudes were just found no longer in their truck, like down the street. My dad's friend, like, knew waiting on more information, but there hasn't been any updates, which is like, damn, crime that bad, you don't even update, like, major shit like that. And, bunch of people going missing, so, this is, I have a lot of different types of accessories and tools and supplies, and something for every use, but this is a great thing, because, like, look at that shape. It's a crowbar. But you can cup it in your hand, so when you're walking, because you have the jacket on in this situation, you can't see it. And your hand is held at a natural, and then if you need to, you could just slide it down. It's perfect. I've carried that with me since I was in high school, so I have like 3 or 4 of them. One for every outfit. No, just kidding. But yeah, I do love them like word. We once got chased by a dude, and then when the cops got there, because like he was banging a stick on a bunch of houses. He was rolling up a dollar bill in a gas tank of a van. It's a wild place. It's getting a little, you know, beautiful. I mean, it's always beautiful, but like, instead of just a few like beautiful landscapes, and I don't mean that like judgmentally, it's just like, God, now walking in the streets is truly like a botanical garden. Plants I've never seen before. And really nice enjoying plants that you don't have to maintain. But, guess I could keep these. So I got, in the last few days, is we have Buckeye Sheep's Head, and they're, no, Buckeye Snake's Head, and they are an invasive fish, huge, really, really neat looking fish. Buckeye Snake's Head, or is it Bullseye Snake's Head? I cannot recall. Something Snake's Head. If you look up, I don't know how to use this. If you look up Florida invasive snake's head in canals, maybe. But some of the canals, none of the canals are truly like, I'm sure a bunch are blocked and stuff, but they're technically flowing. And like, I've been in there where it's really hard to paddle. And huge, said to be delicious. So I read that they like dogs. I just grabbed this from Walmart. It's just, won't be too sad if I lose it. And never really fished freshwater before, I'll be real. I did manage to remember a lobster thing. You gotta swim with these. $1.99 at Top Ends. And you can also get your permit back. $5. $5 per person. And it's for a few months, I think, but I miss it every year. And I don't want to this time. I haven't seen many, but it doesn't matter because the spot I haven't seen many is just where I've been fishing a ton. And it's a no-take zone. It's protected. And it's a little dive spot. And Phil Foster Park is the name of it. And check out under the bridges. You have to get there slack tide, so an hour before high tide. I believe that's how it works. And nice. It's actually the only place I tried to move. And woke up back in Florida. No recollection on how I got back, honestly. Kind of thought I was like on the other side for a split second, but no. I guess it was just too cold. I did try to move in the dead of winter with a rabbit and a baby stroller. I made it 3 months and loved it. I really did love it. It's just like dead of winter, so nothing was really happening. Couldn't find a job, and plenty of apartments, really affordable apartments. It was Colorado Springs, and I really liked old Colorado City. I think it kind of reminded me of Lake Worth, that's why. And because there's this one bus route that takes you to like all these magical places in old Colorado City, and then the next stop was Manitou, and then my favorite, which I really keep meaning to go back, because I can't imagine it would be like an excessive, like it wouldn't be too expensive. Victor, oh my god, that like place is straight out of my dreams. Old mountaintop town, there's oil things, coal mines everywhere, and huge like coal. They have the tracks with the cars, like 3-4 stories, and I'm sure there's no trespassing signs. I didn't see any, and oh my gosh, I didn't climb any mountains there, but I climbed a lot of those, and it was very impactful. And there was a abandoned house that had a clawed foot. The house was like falling apart. Like I think I walked through the wall, and a picture frame, no picture in it, but really old, just hanging. And there was like items left from 100 years ago. I didn't take anything. I was too just like, wow. I love the older the better, and there's not a lot of like that type of old here in my area. Tampa is pretty cool, old cigar town. But on the like main street, there is a lady who bakes bread and sold soup, and then a few doors down, there's an antique store, but it was a husband and wife that made homemade brooms, and it was just thousands of brooms, really interesting ones and intricate ones, hanging everywhere. And then a few doors down was a guy who made reenactment clothes, and on the side of the building was a bunch of skin stretching, and also made accurate to the era guns for reenactments. Snakehead, yeah. You can camp at Peanut Island, yes. And I believe it's only like $6. You can't have your own fire, but they have like a fire thing. And they did a lot to the island. It used to just be like a Australian pine forest, which I love. Some of my earliest memories is spending all day trying to find peanuts on Peanut Island. I haven't seen the like up top bit, or I think they said it was like the shape of a peanut. I don't know, but they did a lot there, and snorkel trails, and made it like very tourist friendly, which is fine. It's very like active. It's always been active. It was a big old party. I'm on a little bit of a mission right now. A year after I was born, my dad swam to Peanut Island. That's what you do. Next to the tiki hut or tiki bar. I don't know if it's there anymore, but I think they replaced it with another tiki bar. But, yeah, anyway. Swam across with his friends, and someone was carrying a full bottle of Jack Daniels and couldn't hold on to it, and their jeans. This is like torture. Jeans. At the same time, so they dropped the bottle, and it's still down there. It has to be down there still. And a fisherman pulled up a really old can. Really old can. I have to grab it. If I don't miss any. What picture? I'm about to learn something new, honestly. Oh, that just. Oh. Oh. See, I grew up around fishing, but a lot of things I've only heard the names like my whole life. I've never been that familiar with mullet. Let me look up the distribution map. Migration map. Oh. Oh, looks like a tarpon. Oh, that is a tarpon. Why did they show tarpon? Wait. Is that a tarpon? I can't remember what a tarpon's tail looks like. Just its base. Fall off this chair. They're really cute. Can't help but say that sometimes. Sweet. Okay, so I'm gonna look up the date. From the end of August. Okay. In this case, well, I'm just reading like the first paragraph thing. In this case, mullets are saltwater bait fish that inhabits and migrates along Atlantic and Gulf coasts from the end of August to November. Mullet live in coastal waters during warmer months, but near the end of August, they start to migrate south and eventually offshore to spawn. That is really cool. I know cobia is like, I guess a common favorite, but I'm really excited for that when the waters get a little cooler, because I believe that's when they come a little closer. Just so much meat. And sand perch, I don't know what is up. I haven't caught one yet. Well, I caught a ton of them, just like these little itty bitties, but they only get to like 8 inches, and but each fillet is like a fish stick, and it's a really clean fish, and they school so you can catch a bunch of them. I have a nice big pile, and I am trying to learn all the unregulated fish, at least how to ID them, because then I can really experiment, because my filleting skills need some work. Well, to be fair, this is my fillet knife. I have the cheapest one, like on Amazon, the absolute cheapest one I could find, and so I was a little jagged with the ladyfish, but I wasn't too worried because they already said it was mushy, so I wasn't really trying to make it pretty. but I punctured an organ, and it looks like a crime scene. And I know some fish are like that, but beautiful, clean, white, like, mushy meat. But it was so good. It was so good. And no smell. No smell. Somebody gave us a little, like, already past tense snapper, and that had more of a smell. And clean, and not, like, fishy or anything, but that's, the ladyfish did not smell like anything. Like, it was wild. And my dad said he's caught them a ton, but, you know, he's, like, pre-internet and still doesn't use it. And, unless it's to, like, get scammed. I'm trying. But, yeah, it was surprising for everyone. I really like, fish. It leaves little to worry about. Mercury, I guess, and reef fish has that toxin that could, like, if you eat it, you know, 3 times a day, every day, forever, you could get rashes and stuff. And, you can't tell by smell or anything like that. And it's just a toxin from, I'm guessing, eating coral. I'm not too sure. I shouldn't elaborate at all because I'm really not sure yet. Oh, trying to get a good flow going because I've been here for a few weeks and I'm really trying to make every second of every day as productive as possible. Because time flies and it's not going to be lobster season forever, and I might be a little biased, but the 4 lobster, really good, buttery, good, and like ocean's marshmallow, those are scallops, but really down about the pipe burst, and yeah, really, just the timing is so why. And I just got a print out $5 for 5 lobster a day. Really good. You can go over by Boat Box. That's another reason why I want to camp on Peanut Island, because then I could hit spots that are just like Phil Foster, but you could keep what you find. And which Phil Foster is great for learning to ID stuff and like being able to actually study it, because a lot of the fish are very curious down there and not skittish. Like the lobsters, I saw one lobster, I got it on video, and I kept going down just like to observe them and watch them. Very cool. And they just, it's a whole treat down there, it really is. And you're diving under bridges, you could dive all day, well, with the current allowing, but not get fried. Like, it's a special spot. A ton of people go on night dives there too, so, and also like there's a lot of like just security, so it's like a good everything spot. For family, there's dive spots for any like swim ability and age. Could jump off the East Bridge, like nobody says anything. And wow, really just something else. I wanted to pack this little tackle box, because I know this is not going to be possible to bring everywhere. I was really stoked to have it. This is the one that my dad always brought when I was a kid. Old Plano. I like the little tricolor pea thing. And this is another old one. It was a little freshwater kit, but got these little shrimp boys for sand perch. They were just at Walmart. It was $1. I heard bread works. Yeah. Oh. Bread balls. And, just trying to think if I have bread. Because I do want to try that frog thing really bad. And I'll try bread too. Because, bread works for fresh water. That's what I've always heard. And it gave me a flashback in high school. I don't know, I wasn't a fan of it, I guess. I spent a lot of time behind the YMCA. Not what you think. There's a little lake there, and that's where I chilled. Did all my homework, so it's not like I was like just, you know, being a menace to society back there. But a few times I tried to make fishing poles, and there was not rebar, but like this big cement. It was a stack of them, but they had like wire coming out, but braided wire. So I was always able to crack that off and make like hooks that never worked. Hot dogs, bread, chewing gum. I was going through all the things you would see on like a cartoon or an old show. But don't know where I was going with that. Just it was idyllic, I guess. Really kind of depressed about it now because I looked on Google Earth. I really wanted to get it on film to show like this is a magical spot, and there's a big tree, old Australian pine, that fell into the lake, and you can walk all the way out on it. It's really small lake. It's now a development, and they made it into a rectangle. It's gone. The YMCA is gone too, which is the only indoor pool I know of in the area. And if you ever wanted to see, never mind. If you ever, I'm not gonna say that out loud. YMCA was kind of a interesting thing. I think I'm just fiddling with stuff at this point. Got some weights. I don't know. Okay. I like hooks, swivels, weights, random stuff. I'm not gonna fill it. I got some pretty weights. I don't know. I just like this because I have everything at once. And this is so tiny. And there's always one thing that I don't bring. Maybe I should think for a second. And just finish unpacking the other stuff. I went ahead and got a blue crab trap license because I've always wanted to try soft shell crab. I don't know when they're molting, but got a few crab traps. I just gotta fix them a little bit. So I'm guessing like rope, loop, up, knot, so you have plenty of give for this to open. I haven't looked it up yet. And like a bass weight or a bass flute. I have one. I turned it into like a lifesaver. Blue Heron, when the tide switches, people get sucked under the bridge. And a lot of people don't know you have to go all the way around. I try to fight like hell. Lifeguards leave at like 5:30, 6 o'clock. So I took a big float for bass, I think. I don't know. big float thing. I should just grab it. I'm gonna grab it. It is quite smart. Pretty next like this. This frame, painful. This metal. Got this self-seal pipe insulation, which was exactly what I had in mind to fix this. And I happened to find like a piece like this in my dad's garage, and it works like a charm. So I am gonna seal it. Can't get this off. Is it just maybe? Oh, I mean, it was in a hot Florida garage for a long time, so we can't get the stuff off of it. So it just got more. What was he doing with it? Oh. This is it. Because I always have like segments of rope. I even have one in my book bag. And this is the Thirds of People. Because throwing a rope, not easy to see in longer. That's not. But took this bass weight that my dad let me take for the crab trap just so I could like see it where it is. And threw a weight on it so it's easier to throw because it's very light and in wind, and just throw it, and then I'll like float a little bit so people can grab it, and yeah, that is the what I could come up with stuff I had. That wasn't like a milk jug or something. Trying to get an underwater metal detector also. This one Code Pop picked up. It's just not fully submergible, but it's great for sure. And it's like grabbing stuff. But there's one now, probably have one forever. But affordable, I guess one more. It's my little doctor kit. Mask. First time ever with a decent mask. So thank you, Code Block, for bringing that up because I could not have done that. My dad's neighbor is a spear fisherman, and he grew up in the islands. And I was finally able to this is what I was using. I got it from Walmart like 20 years ago. I've used it since then, but going deeper and deeper because Blue Heron allows for that, and getting pictures and age, it cracked, and water would surge through it. And after every picture, I had to redo the mask. And so I was able to try on his, and it felt like a glove. It was one, I forgot the other one, but the one that was like, was Mare's liquid skin. And the only thing I wasn't like too stoked about was how small the glasses part, like the glass part was. And they're kind of like upturned, kind of look like Batman and Catwoman or something. But Kellogg found ones that had way more glass, and I should grab them. Highly recommend. I just got that last night and haven't really unpacked. And no valve. Put all this stuff together. These are them. And they're used. So very affordable. Look at all the surface. That's perfect. Mare's liquid skin. It's got some. Yeah. Really, really happy with these. They're life-changing objects. This is just clothes. Some imprinted stuff. And then I grab it from beach stuff. Tropicana Las Vegas. And it matches my bag because that is still for some reason important to me. I just had a realignment of, not interests, but everyone has different, what is that word? I still can't think of that word. I couldn't think of it last time. Like, people want different things in life. Nice to catch really delicious food. One day I might try hunting, but I don't know why. I'm just not. I love my dad's friend. He hunts, and like the venison, like wow, delicious. And my childhood friend raises cows, but and I got big thing ground beef for it. It's sweet, but I just like the ocean and fish. Of course I feel bad. But I just got over that quick, and I needed this moment, honestly, because sometimes it takes a while to fall back into things that you were raised doing, because you go off into your own direction. Snapping back. Anybody wants any plants? Oh, the big basket. This was only $10. For live bait. That's for something for now. For the pier, I really want a pump and a bucket. I wouldn't use that. Only because piers are high up, so floating all the bait out of the water every 2 seconds, you can't imagine. It's so hot in here. Yeah, I think I'm just kind of tinkering though at this I also think I'm gonna just keep the mask in here. Because with that container, it fits when I readjust everything, but I'm trying to get as streamlined as possible. So I also have a lot of belongings that have to go. A mountain of sewing machines that are out of time. Oh shoot. Oh, constructs in the state. I am looking for a cast net. And how many crabs can you take per day? Actually, and the permit for the trap is free. These are at any tackle shop. Free, just the regulations and piers. Got this one off of Juneau Pier, but we got there late, and so stone crabs is gonna be sweet. Stone crab claws are like, oh my god. So, for the blue crabs, 10 gallons whole per harvester. 10 gallons. And that's a day. 5 traps maximum. Trap requirements apply. Harvest of egg-bearing crabs prohibited. And yeah. I don't think. Wait, I shouldn't talk actually. Because I know for a lobster trap, you have to have like your name and information on a tag on it. I'm not sure about blue crab traps, but I'm trying to get really strategic with them. There's a not abandoned, but there's a not really used tennis court across the street from a condo on but kind of by Phipps Ocean Ridge Park, and in between Palm Beach and Lake Worth. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of blue crabs. The whole thing is moving. And poop water, doo-doo brown, and non-liquid water. Like you wouldn't want to touch it. And so just trying to find spots like that that are much cleaner, and hang out there all day with the trap down there. And I'm gonna try shrimping next time. My dad's trying to find a dip net, and Tubbins is great, but also a little pricey. There's like a lot of flea markets and stuff, and it's coastal, so a lot of fishing stuff. And trying to find a dip net, and I already got a light. The inlets, outgoing tides, the shrimp are kind of forced out, and you shine a light, you can see the red eyes. I really want to try to get some shrimp to eat and to use today and finally have shrimp. A lot of things like shrimp. I usually have a magnet at the bottom of this because I do pick up any fishing line I can. Some things are too integrated into the environment to take, because then I'd be taking coral and stuff at that point, or marine life. And any fishing line, I'm trying to catch. Oh, that reminds me, I have to post the video. I was swimming under the bridge, and this is a crazy experience. I've never seen it in that perspective. Live bait on a hook. Just swimming, and it was attached. I did get it on camera though, and this food acquisition, I used to feel really bad, I love animals, all creatures, even bugs. I don't really squash bugs, and so it's food acquisition, and I feel a lot better catching my own fish than eating something that was also caught with. And I have nothing against commercial fishermen, some of my favorite humans, but the unfortunate side of a lot of like nets. They spin for miles and they catch anything. Indiscriminate fishing, dolphin, turtles, skates, sharks, everything, and gill nets, and which, I mean, billions of people to feed to get, but me myself, it's expensive, and it gets shipped all over the place. Musical chairs, and I live right next to the ocean, and I'll never leave this part of Florida, so might as well. And my dad's back is too bad, so I kind of like either getting stuff caught by friends or not at all, because I can't handle it right now. So I'm also trying to replace him as like the fisherman of the family. I'm an only child, so it's all up to me. It is. And gladly, I could sit out there for days. And it's just, it's definitely natural. It's pure bliss. Send out. And since the boat's not going to be active for a while, I really want to go. I keep calling it the Bee Love. That's the old name. There's a drift boat in Lantana. $60. Everyone else is like 80. And $60 for 4 hours. But you go way out there. It's so nice. And it's called Bar Jack. It used to be the Bee Love, which a lot of people still know it as. And yeah, so I really want to do that. And like very soon. And I do want to maintain it through winter. I know the ocean gets way rougher, but I gotta experience that eventually. My dad, I used to have a North American, and he has Aquasport, but I used to go out Thursday, Friday, come back Monday or Tuesday, and just me every so often to switch lunchboxes out, and always ate whatever he came back from, and I'm gonna trade that for the world, and I don't want that to like cease to exist in my personal existence. So, and anybody who fishes or has fished knows it's peak human activity. So, I'm more than happy. Oh yes, yeah. I mean, yeah. Oh, I also didn't do this. Let me. Okay. Well, I don't know what I was doing anyway. I was gonna set up a poll, but I'm just stoked. Oh, it's beautiful. It's. All you need is a pole. You don't even need a pole. You can use a spool of line. But I wanted a beefer, and I really want to get into shoreline because could practice casting all different ways, and really just trying to get efficient. Become an efficient fisherman. And so any tips, tricks, recommendations, tackle, anything, more than appreciated. It goes right in a notebook. I started printing out charts, and I got plastic ones for too. I'm gonna have to put them in. See, there's Peanut. And different zoom levels. And I just went on US Harbors and grabbed the chart and printed different zoom things. Gonna do it for buoyant and inlet today, I remember. And cause I really want to try to get some shrimp. Everything, really. And, really good thing about having multiple poles, too, because you could set it up for multiple targets. And yeah, on that note, I'm gonna eat something because I did not do that, and a little hot in here, so it's kind of like making me super hungry. But and talking about fish has that, you know, has that effect. The show. Sorry. Hope my phone is. Look at the menu. Taste the rainbow. Really nice. Here's the copia. And so, yeah. There's so much meat. But thanks, Mom. I want to catch them all. Hope everyone has a beautiful day. Probably be back later because I've been at my parents' for a little over a week this go around. Did a lot there. They had a friend. I can't even vocalize it. It's just gnarls. But hope you have a beautiful day and tight lines till the end of time. And feel free to find me on Instagram, all that stuff. Check out Kinto, because I'm gonna be doing a lot of fish related stuff there, because it's jam packed with all different ways to communicate. KYNTO. Happy trails. I'm gonna be playing a few games of COD, so if anybody does that, really only game that I could know how to play, honestly. But it's really good for quick decision making, and like when you're on a boat and like you're in an open ocean, it's easy to get comfortable, but there's a lot of things that float, like logs and random stuff like that you could hit and really ruin your day. And beautiful. But that color is just beautiful. Anyway, happy trails.